Hi everyone. Um, Subtle Yap incoming. So this is my first official video on here, and it's a tablet review, but it's not sponsored. I brought this little doodad a year or two ago, and I am finally doing a review on it. Hashtag procrastinator. I brought this product with my own money, and it was pretty cheap. I believe at the time I paid like $170 for it, so like super duper cheap for a 16-inch screen tablet. This is my first smaller screen tablet at least. I don't really have a lot of small screen tablets. A year or so ago, I had an XP Pen 222R Pro, but it unfortunately stopped working on me. And that was around the time I got my hands on this 16-inch thing. So I've been using this for a good amount of times. I mostly use my iPad. Well, I mostly did use my iPad because it was, I don't know, it was easier for me to use it. But I'm starting to really get back into using this more often. My personal history with digital drawing tablets isn't too long. I started off with my old Lenovo tablet, which was one of those and I used one of those round tip stylus things. Like, ooh, that was a hard time for me back then. My laptop, it was like a 2-in-1, so like I could like fold it over and like it could be like a laptop. It could be a tablet. And at the time, what I really used for my software was IBX Paint because it was free back then, and I decided to check it out, and I used it for majority of the things that I did on my Lenovo. I would say all the things I did on my Lenovo, actually. I used that for a while, and then I went to Anime Expo in 2018, and then I saw a XP Pen booth, and I tried out one of their products. But at the time, I was a little youngster, so all I really could afford was I thought I would try it out. So I got a XP Pen Star G640, which I still have to this day, in its box. I decided to use it on my mom's computer, and that was my real introduction. And that was my real introduction into the digital drawing world. Even in my animation class in high school, I used it because it was small and it was compact, and I could like just take it with me anywhere. And a few years pass, and I'm not in my freshman year of high school right now, but in freshman year of high school, me and my brother, we got a PC, a gaming PC, and I used to draw on it. And on Christmas, maybe, I think was around the time that Apple had their revolutionary invention of the Apple Pencil, and that's what I put on my wish list. Although it was a little pricey, but around the time I was like absolutely obsessed with iPad unboxings and like people using their Apple Pencils. Oh my god, I was like an addict for those type of unboxing videos. They were so aesthetic to me. I used to use that word a lot. Then maybe my junior year, I saved enough money on Christmas from Christmas and from birthdays, and I poured all my money into a bigger, more pricey XP Pen product, and it was the XP Pen 22R Pro. I keep forgetting to put the R there. I can tell you why I went from a small little tablet that I could fit in my hand to a large 22-inch display, but I did. But this video isn't about XP Pen. I just want to give a brief history on my digital art journey because you don't know me. So I was like, you know what? Let me just add this in here. Now about this tablet. This is my first 16-inch tablet, and to be honest, I'm not disappointed. It doesn't heat. It does heat up my MacBook after like maybe 2 minutes of use, but that's mostly because I have an OLED MacBook. That's the only reason. The technological side of things, for the specs, this is a 1920 by 180p display resolution with a 15-point-inch screen. So it's not 16 inches, but the screen itself, like what you're drawing on, it's 15.4 inches. And the color accuracy is 94%, Adobe RGB 127% sRGB, and 90% NTSC. Do I know what any of that means? Not really. I'm just throwing it out there for the people who need the deeper specs. But to me, I don't really pay attention to the screen, like the screen accuracy. As long as it's not too warm or not too cool, I'm fine. And it provides a very smooth surface to draw on, honestly. I believe it's a matte screen protector on there, and it's pretty nice. And the stylus, it's battery free, 192 levels of pen pressure sensitivity, tilt function, really good tilt function. And on to the pros and cons. So for the pros, this screen is a pretty good size in my opinion. It's like enough real estate to rest my hand on and everything. It's nice. It's a good size for me. The stylus is slim, and it comes with an eraser at the end to give it a more natural feeling. And honestly, I've gotten used to it. Like, I've been I forgot the word. Whatever. I've been drawing on paper for a good amount of time compared to what I've been doing on digital. So being able to like flip it and like just like use the eraser, it feels great. It feels natural to me. Anytime I'm drawing on it, I always just flip it. The screen isn't the highest quality, but it's good enough to where you can hardly see the pixels. It's extremely affordable for what you get. The drivers were easy to install. It's lightweight, and it's great for traveling. It also comes with power adapters for non-American users. And another cool thing that this UG tablet has as a feature is there's like a little slot where you can put your little charm or something on there, you know? Your little decorative piece, your little customization. It's not focusing. There you go. Isn't that just the coolest? I've never seen any drawing tablet that does that. But also, I haven't seen a lot of drawing tablets, but like in person, this is the only one that I've seen that you can do this with. That's so rad. So for the con side, it doesn't come with its own stand or a built-in stand, which I guess I get. Not a lot of smaller tablets come with built-in stands. They recently started doing that. But like back in the day, I don't think they had their own stands inside for the smaller ones. So I get that. As for it doesn't come with one, that does kind of suck, but like you could just go buy a cheap one on Amazon. That's what I have. I have a cheap laptop stand, and it's perfect for me. There are no shortcut buttons for people who like those. I am one of those people who like those. I do not use keyboard. I use the shortcut buttons because it's easy for my brain. And I do use another product from another company as a shortcut remote, but we don't have to talk about that right now. So what I didn't know was was a little ignorant. But what I didn't know was that the stylus, the reason the eraser is so wiggly and loose is because it's pressure sensitive. But I'm gonna be honest, I don't really use the pressure. Like I just put it on there and I get the erasing, you know. So I don't really use the pressure sensitive eraser like that. But I guess it's for the people who really do use pressure sensitive erasers. I'm not those people, but it's not that bad. It's not that annoying to me. It was just something that I threw out there that kind of bothered me a little bit, but I got used to it. So recently I went on a trip for a month or so, and honestly, I really switched between using the UG and my iPad for the most part. For the most part, I was on the UG. Most of my runtime on it would only be like an hour and 45 on my MacBook before my MacBook would die. And yes, I did try this out and I did time it and everything. Um, but again, that's not my fault. That's my OLED MacBook. The part where the cable, the back where the cable is connected, it does heat up a bit, but it's not that bad. I hardly even notice. Like unless you pick it up from that area, then you won't notice that it's heating up. And even then, when it heats up, it's a little warm. It's not bad. It's just a little warm because it's the product is plastic, so like it's not metal, so it doesn't really like burn a lot when you pick it up. Because I'm a science kid. Um, what's really good about having a 16-inch display with you is that it's really easy to travel with since it's compact. It's not that compact, but it's still not that big, and it's very lightweight. Like it's plastic, so it hardly weighs anything. My most recent drawing that I did with it was this My Little Pony girls, specifically my favorite of the main six or seven ponies if you want to count Sunset. Now don't judge me for this part, but I really got into MLP when they released the first Equestrian Girls movie, and I fell in love with those movies as a child. Although they lost me a Legend of the Evergreen, but we don't have to talk about that. When Friendship is Magic was airing on TV, like on the Hasbro channel, I was too busy watching The Goats Cartoon Network with my brother. And I've always been a Cartoon Network kid from deep down in my soul. I've always been a Cartoon Network kid. Although one day I do want to like binge the MLP series, all of it, one city. But The Bear season 4 is coming out, so I have to wait a little bit. But yeah, I drew my favorite three ponies. Ponies? My my favorite of the three ponies in human form because I can barely draw a doggy, less alone a pony. I started with Twilight with the book in her hand, and it randomly says pony history on it, but it's underneath a sticky note that says human history instead. Then I did Rarity the best I could. I feel like I could definitely draw her better, add more because like she looks too plain for my liking. But I really wanted to draw those sleeves on her and make it like elegant. But I really feel like I could have did a little more. Maybe I'll do like another video. Then there's Pinkie Pie, my most recent favorite pony. I used to not really care for her, but I've started to really enjoy her energy more. That cheery, upbeat energy she has. And I drew her eating a little sandwich, thinking it's simple since I was planning to keep them side by side like this. I also did it to be cute. I also thought it would be cute to put a little icon, symbol, whatever you want to call it, with who I ship them with, because why not? Free will. This is America.
God bless our troops! God bless America! And gentlemen, start your
And that will conclude this review and a yap session I slid in, as well as an introductory in a My Little Pony related topic. I might finish off the other 3/4 if people really want to see it in a different video. Maybe even draw like a few more of my favorite background characters, like the sirens. But for now, I bid you a farewell and an au revoir. Have a good day. Keep yourself safe. Drink some water. I know you're thirsty.